So today we're going to talk about TOEFL writing, how to avoid these 5 mistakes. So these are 5 common mistakes that I see students make pretty often in the TOEFL writing. Now, I'm going to assume that you know a little bit about the TOEFL writing already. If you don't know about it, there's a link to a quick guide which will help you understand the kind of structure of the TOEFL writing, not just the writing, but every section of the TOEFL. Okay, so it's 12 pages, really quick, and you'll know everything about TOEFL that you need to know for the structure. Now, today I'm going to talk about mistakes, and this is for both the integrated and independent essays. So both of these essays, I'm going to talk about each one a little bit. Now, it's very important that you watch this because I'm going to tell you things that a lot of students do. I've taught hundreds of students, maybe thousands at this point, of students the TOEFL over the years, and this happens a lot. And you want to make sure that you're improving, that you're getting better as you write. So these are ways to help you improve and help you get better in your writing. Okay, let me stop talking, let me start teaching. So the first mistake, you start writing immediately. Now, I'm going to sound like a teacher here. So maybe you've heard this before, but you need to make an outline before you start writing. This is a very famous thing that writing teachers tell students that students don't do, and then teachers say you have to do, and blah, blah, blah. So your outline doesn't have to be a whole lot. Basically, it's just kind of your plan. What you're going to say in your introduction, what you're going to say in your body paragraphs. You don't have to plan out your conclusion. The conclusion is pretty simple. It's more important for the independent writing, for your second writing task, because that is you're writing everything from your own opinion, your own experience, everything you are creating. For the integrated essay, it's not that important to write an outline because you have your notes from the reading and the listening section, and you are just reporting information for the most part. So you don't really need an outline. So you could start writing immediately, I guess, for the integrated essay. But for the independent essay, you really want to make sure that you write an outline, that you know what you're going to say in the beginning, what you're going to say in the middle, and don't worry about the end so much. Okay, so more particularly, you want to write down your 2 reasons for your opinion in your independent essay. You don't have to really write that in the outline, just kind of know what it is. And then your examples, what you're going to say to help support your reason. Okay, now that's that. Number 2, another mistake that you do is you think you're finished, but you're not. Tick-tock. Okay, so you think you're finished, but you're not. How can I explain this? Basically, the test is really long. The test is about 4 hours. And the writing section is the last section of the test. So at this point, after sitting down and taking a test for 4 hours, you want to go home. I want to go home. Everybody wants to go home. So a lot of students write pretty quickly. Even me, I've taken the test before. I try to just write it as fast as I can and get out of there. After you finish writing, stop. Well, you will stop because you finished. And don't leave yet. Go back and edit. Check your spelling. Look at the sentences and the paragraphs that you weren't sure about, that you were a little confused about, and edit. When I write something, when I write a blog post, when I write some articles, books, whatever, most of my time is spent editing. The first time I write something, it's garbage. It's terrible. My first thing, whatever I put down immediately, is very bad, usually. Not just grammatically, not just vocabulary, but it's just not good writing. My writing gets better as I edit. I'm not a fantastic writer, but I'm a pretty good writer because I just edit a lot. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you go back and you edit. It's very necessary in order for you to write well. Okay, so your score will improve if you leave yourself enough time to edit. So even when you're practicing, make sure when you're using the clock, make sure to give yourself 2 or 3 minutes to edit. Again, important for both essays, very important for independent essay, the second essay. Okay, you use fancy words. So for example, a plethora of tenacious denizens, I think it's denizens, like citizens, but with a D, denizens. A plethora of tenacious denizens. Now, you don't have to know what that means. I'm just using this as an example to say that you don't have to use fancy words. You don't have to use very difficult academic words. It's important to use synonyms. You don't want to use the same vocabulary over and over again, but you also don't want to try to sound smart. I say this for this speaking. Definitely, it's very important for the speaking, but it's also important for the writing. It's actually not a problem to sound smart, to use fancy words. That's actually okay for the writing. It's just that you want to make sure that you understand the words, that you're comfortable using the words. Like, I'm not comfortable using most of these words. A plethora of is okay for me, but tenacious and denizens, I don't use those words very often. I know what they mean, but I don't feel comfortable using them. You want to make sure that you feel comfortable with the vocabulary that you're writing. If you think vocabulary is a problem for you, then maybe you need to study some more vocabulary. When you use words that are very difficult, that you don't understand, I can tell. The grader can tell, the TOEFL grader can tell. Everybody knows that these are not your words. This is something that you were either taught to do or you're trying to sound smart and actually you just sound unnatural and you don't sound like a native speaker. Native speakers, fluent English speakers, they feel comfortable when they're writing, when they're speaking. Make sure you do the same when you are writing, when you're speaking. Okay, next one, number 4. You think your opinion matters. Yeah, your opinion doesn't matter. And this might be your face right now. So you think your opinion matters. Yeah, your opinion doesn't matter. Nobody cares. No, that's not true. Your opinion matters, especially for writing task 2, for the independent writing task. But for the integrated speaking, I keep on saying speaking, the integrated writing, the first writing task, don't give your opinion, don't give any outside information. For the integrated writing, you only report information. That's it. You don't say your opinion, you don't make any conclusion about what all this means, you just report information. Very important for the integrated writing. A lot of students kind of put in their own perspective, their own opinion. Don't do that for the integrated writing. You will get points off. You are only supposed to report information for the integrated writing. That's because in news and journalism, in the past at least, it was supposed to be important for academics, scholars, journalists to keep their opinion out of the information. Okay, so you don't give your opinion at all. First task, integrated writing, no opinion. Second task, yes, but first one, no. The next one, number 5, you do it all alone, yes. So, and this is a scared face. For writing and for speaking, I have some bad news, is that you do need a teacher. You need somebody, and I say that's bad news because a lot of people want to do it alone. They want to study alone. At the website that we run, TOEFLspeakingteacher.com, all of our teachers are TOEFL experts, and also we do writing evaluations. So I'll leave a link again in the description, but we check your writing, we tell you what you're doing well, what you're not doing well, and how you can improve. So you can definitely take advantage of that at TOEFLspeakingteacher.com. The thing is that you need somebody who's an expert to tell you what to do, to get better at speaking and writing in particular. With the reading and listening, you can check your answers, you can change them, you can find explanations for them. But speaking and writing, there's so many different ways to be wrong. There are a lot of ways to be wrong in the speaking and writing because everybody's going to have a different spoken response. Everybody's going to have a different writing response. So you need a teacher or an expert to be able to tell you what you're doing well and how you can improve. And we do that there, TOEFLspeakingteacher.com. So don't do it alone because you're going to keep making the same mistakes over and over again. If you don't go to our site, find another teacher or find a very advanced student, find a tutor, find somebody who will help you who will grade your writing and tell you what you're doing well and what you're not doing well and how you can improve. Okay, that's it. 5 mistakes. Again, you start writing immediately. You think you're finished, but you're not. You use fancy words. You think your opinion matters, and you do it alone. Don't make these mistakes. Thank you for staying to the end. As always, you're amazing. You're watching a TOEFL video on the internet. There's a million other things you can do, but you stayed to the end of this. Congratulations. You're motivated, and I love teaching students like you. Thank you. And leave any comments, questions below, and I'll answer them. Okay. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.